What if our world was about to end? Where could we go to survive? Our search will take us through the most extreme environments in space. Incredibly powerful lightning, supersonic hailstorms, past a planet made of diamond. On Unraveling the Cosmos. This is our planet. Not so different as you may think from other places in our solar system. We share many similar features. Vast stretches of ice, majestic mountain peaks, deep canyons, raging volcanoes, landscapes that are not unique to Earth. It isn't until we soar above the deep blue ocean that we begin to see what's distinctive about Earth. Unlike our neighbors in the solar system, ours is the only planet with an abundant, stable supply of liquid water. Something essential to the formation of life as we know it. Almost 4 billion years ago, our rich supply of water began combining with other elements to create organic molecules. These building blocks gave rise to the first organisms, our tiniest ancestors. Everything on our Earth, from the air to us, is made of the same stuff, material from early brief stars. When those stars exploded, their remains spread. Some of it became our solar system. It's our mild, comparatively gentle environment that has made it possible for that stuff of stars to become life on Earth. Just how rare and unique is life here on Earth? With every passing day, we're looking deeper into the cosmos, finding environments far beyond our own. Some of these places will feel familiar to us on Earth, but some are so extreme they seem impossible. Our swirling sphere of blue and white seems so very solid and permanently fixed in our solar system. However, it's also delicate. The fragile harmony of our planet can change in an instant. All it would take is one large asteroid on a collision course with us. It would be so unstoppable, all we could do is watch it happen. An object this large we would see coming years in advance. Even if we couldn't alter its cataclysmic course, some human beings might be able to escape the doomed planet before the end. Observing from space, the impact would be catastrophic. mass extinction of all life left behind on our planet. Our survivors in space would have little choice but to explore the universe so that future generations could thrive. Hopefully, there is such a thing as a habitable planet somewhere within reach. To start our journey, we need look no further than our own moon. It's the only other place in the solar system where man has ever stepped foot. NASA scientists have recently discovered that there are permanent dark places on the moon where temperatures are colder than anywhere else in the solar system. At 397 degrees below zero, that's even colder than the surface of Pluto, billions of miles from the sun. Yet over on the daylight side, temperatures on the surface can reach 250 degrees Fahrenheit. If we want to visit, we'll need to do what the Apollo astronauts did to manage these extreme temperatures. We'll schedule things before the heat from the sun is at its most intense. The moon, though, doesn't compare to Mercury, the closest planet to the sun. The smallest planet in our solar system, Mercury has almost no atmosphere. If we want to put a NASA-like vehicle on Mercury, we need to give it headlights and stick to night driving. Temperatures where the sun shines on Mercury can soar above 800 degrees. The scorching daylight heat isn't the worst of it, though. Mercury's never-ending solar winds create intense tornadoes, 500 miles wide, blowing at nearly 400 miles per second. On Earth, tornadoes that powerful would strip and tear our surface to shreds. For that reason alone, the smallest planet in our solar system won't be suitable for anything human. It's simply too horrible. Still, Mercury isn't even our hottest planet. That distinction goes to Venus. This planet, named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty, is nothing of the kind. It has an atmosphere that wraps the planet like a thick thermal blanket. It traps in heat and makes it impossible for the planet to cool. This greenhouse effect raises temperatures to almost 900 degrees. Venus is also a very rainy place, but not the kind of rain we're used to. This rain is sulfuric acid. This violent atmosphere is so dense, the surface can't even be seen from space. Using radar, however, scientists believe they know what's happening on the ground. There is constant volcanic activity, making Venus an impossible place for us. If we want to visit another nearby place with a more Earth-like climate, we'll head to the planet named for the Roman god of war, Mars. Temperatures here are more hospitable, reaching up to 95 degrees during the summer. But the planet still presents problems. Driven by intense solar heat, allowed by its thin air, Mars has powerful, endless dust storms that can blanket the entire planet. Next, we'll go further in our solar system and dive into an ocean, to a place where life may exist at temperatures well below freezing. As we've seen, the moon is not a suitable place to call home. And the planets closest to Earth are even more harsh and unfit for human life. But as we move further from the sun, the environments become more extreme. Take Jupiter, for example. This giant of our solar system is a massive ball of hydrogen and helium gas. There are toxic clouds of ammonia crystals propelled by turbulent winds, some of the strongest in the solar system. But Jupiter has something else that the other planets don't. More than 60 moons. But none are quite as intriguing or as magnificent as Europa. With its swirling Jackson Pollock-like surface, Europa is covered with ice. Its fractures and impact craters plainly visible in images captured by NASA spacecraft. Europa's outer layer is believed to be about 62 miles thick, with a frozen ice crust. Beneath its surface, scientists believe there's a salty liquid water ocean, ebbing and flowing, but unobservable from space. How is it possible there's an ocean beneath Europa's icy crust? Scientists think that the cracks along Europa's surface are signs of tidal flexing. The moon is changing shape as it orbits around Jupiter. Every 3.5 days, Europa circles Jupiter in an eccentric, slightly oval path. As it comes closer, the giant planet's gravitational pull increases, causing the moon to elongate. As Europa moves further from Jupiter, it regains its spherical shape. This continuous pumping action gives the moon a source of heat. And as the tides below the surface rise and fall, it causes cracks in Europa's icy crust. Such a dynamic ocean would still be very cold, but the constant energy and motion would allow Europa's waters to actually remain liquid. And that makes it one of the most likely known locations in the solar system where extraterrestrial life is possible. The other outer planets in our solar system, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, are all considered gas giants with environments similar to Jupiter, making them unlikely landing pads. Then there's Pluto, which is about 1/6 the size of our own moon. And although Earth's moon is colder in places, Pluto is still the coldest overall body in our solar system. At nearly 4 billion miles away from the Sun, its average surface temperature approaches 400 degrees below zero. Pluto's environment is so numbingly cold that in winter, its nitrogen atmosphere freezes and solidifies, then blows and drifts to the surface like the inside of a snow globe. To give you an idea of just how cold this is, the lowest possible temperature in the universe is absolute zero, 459 degrees below zero. Pluto at almost 400 degrees below zero is pretty close to absolute zero. Temperatures such as this would make daily life inconceivable. Imagine we built a swimming pool on Pluto and could fill it with water. In the low-pressure vacuum of space and in temperatures of 400 degrees below zero, the water would quickly boil, then freeze instantaneously. So we can forget about setting up new colonies in our own solar system. They're way too extreme for human life. For the human race to survive, we are going to have to journey deeper into space, where we'll be faced with some of the most punishing environments in the universe. When we come back, we'll see storms so massive, they'd take thousands of years to pass through. As we've seen, the planets in our solar system are just too harsh and unforgiving to sustain us for very long. We'll need to search for a more habitable destination. But if you think Mercury or Pluto are extreme, just wait until you see some of the environments space has to offer. Imagine a cloud of water floating in space that's so gigantic and imposing, it's not just larger than Earth itself, it's 40 billion times the mass of Earth. Scientists have recently discovered the largest and most distant rain cloud ever observed. In a galaxy some 12 billion light-years from Earth, this enormous cloud surrounds a supermassive black hole known as a quasar. There's enough water in this massive cloud to fill all the oceans on Earth 140 trillion times. What excites scientists even more is that this vapor cloud formed when the universe was just 1.6 billion years old, indicating there was already a great deal of water around not long after the Big Bang. As we continue our journey, setting a course for a galaxy known as 3C303, we are likely to discover that massive ancient rain clouds are the least of our concerns. Astronomers have long observed lightning on planets in our own solar system. But what they didn't know until recently is there are massive electrical currents in deep space, much larger than any ever observed before in the universe. And those currents produce a force 1 trillion times more powerful than any lightning bolt that ever lit up the skies on Earth. Scientists believe these electric currents are powered by a colossal magnetic black hole at the galaxy's core. But what if there was something in the way? Say a lonely exoplanet minding its own business. Would one of these cosmic jets smash the planet to pieces like something from a science fiction movie? Not likely. Scientists are still trying to understand these unprecedented electrical currents in space. But to be safe, we're probably better off watching this so-called lightning show from a distance. As we travel the universe in search of a new home, we've already encountered quite an assortment of dangers: searing heat, wretched cold, and tremendous electrical currents that stretch as wide as our entire galaxy. But there are places in space that can get even more extreme. How about accidentally wandering into a hailstorm to end all hailstorms? One that spits frozen chunks of ice at supersonic speeds. NASA astronomers have observed a newborn star system surrounded by a cloud of gas and dust. It's about 1,000 light years from Earth. Known as IRAS-4b, the radius of the disk-like formation is about 3.6 billion miles wide. At the core of this star system, something truly remarkable is happening. We are witnessing the birth of a planetary system. Clouds have formed a cocoon circling around this developing star. As the water vapor from the clouds is sucked toward the core, the gravitational pull and coldness of space turns the water into bullet-like hail that blasts toward the young star at unimaginable speeds. But as the hail gets closer, it vaporizes and mixes with the dusty disk, dropping below the clouds where it cools and joins with other material to form planets. Eventually, the water vapor and dust will mix and freeze again into asteroids and comets, and a new solar system will be born. But that will take billions of years, and we don't have time to wait for a possible Earth-like planet to form. Some fledgling star systems are not so lucky, though. Next, we'll see just how cruel the universe can be. We just witnessed the potential birth of a solar system as planets began to take shape around a young star. We say potential because everything has to happen perfectly over billions of years for a planetary system to form. There's no guarantee that a planet similar to Earth will be able to mature in that sweet spot where life can form. Let's just say there are some extreme environments in space that can completely disrupt the growing process. Like many galaxies, at the center of our Milky Way lies a tremendous black hole called Sagittarius A, containing as much mass as 4 million suns. And it's pulling planet-forming clouds, asteroids, and young star systems towards its center. Like a giant bumper car track, there are always collisions. Here at Sagittarius A, the impacts in this planetary derby are spectacular. Comets and asteroids are completely smashed to dust, creating a thick cloud of debris around this black hole. But collisions aren't all we have to watch out for in our search to find a new livable planet. There are other surprises waiting for us. Roaming around the Milky Way, invisibly, are rogue black holes. Sometimes they merge violently with other black holes, and their energy sends them careening wildly into space on unpredictable trajectories. How fast are these rogue black holes traveling? More than 3 million miles an hour. Astronomers believe there may be hundreds of these invisible rogue black holes careening around in our galaxy. Is this yet another danger for planets that might be suitable for life? Planets like Earth? The odds of these black holes entering our solar system or any other solar system in the Milky Way are astronomically small. But there is one very remote possibility that a wandering black hole might smash through the Oort cloud, where billions of comets float through space. The gravity around a black hole could create a whiplash effect, sending comets hurtling toward our solar system, or any planets that get in their way. There's another ominous anomaly at the bulge of our Milky Way. They're called blue stragglers, also known as vampire stars or cannibal stars. Younger, hotter, and bluer than other stars in the universe, these straggler stars have earned their nickname because they either collide with older stars and steal their hydrogen, or they engage in a massive transfer of energy between binary stars. There's still quite a bit of mystery around these blue stragglers. But like their namesakes, these vampire stars add an eerie yet strangely hypnotic element to space. When we return, we'll visit an extremely tempting destination, a place in space that you might say is a diamond in the rough. In our search for a planet with conditions that could support human life, we have to chart our course with eyes wide open, because the risks are real. Yet there are still some captivating destinations in space that simply defy the imagination. But they shouldn't. The elements and chemical reactions within these strange environments are entirely consistent with space as we know it. Elements found here on Earth, under the right conditions, can become part of the building blocks of life, or something else entirely. Just 40 light-years away from Earth, in the northern constellation Cancer, astronomers observed an alluring light. They discovered 55 Cancri E, a planet with a radius twice that of Earth and a mass 8 times greater, making it a super-Earth. But size is not what makes this planet super. This rocky planet is made largely of diamond. This extremely dense planet is also scorching hot. 25 times closer to its sun than Mercury. The temperatures on 55 Cancri E approach 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. In a planetary system filled with carbon, these are the perfect conditions for creating diamonds. Unlike Earth, which orbits around the sun once every 365 days, this diamond planet needs only 18 hours to take a lap around its nearby stellar inferno. 18 hours. Just try to envision that kind of speed. Scientists believe that this planet contains diamonds that are larger and purer than any we've ever seen in our world. diamonds that might make the Hope diamond look like a grain of sand. So what would it take to mine this diamond planet? The environment would present immediate challenges. The surface would be blazingly hot, even on the dark side that never faces the sun. There's also no telling how far we'd need to dig beneath the surface to reach the diamonds. But scientists believe that the surface is thin. Suppose we didn't let any of these challenges or uncertainties stop us, and we landed on this planet of diamonds. We'd need to find a way to protect ourselves. Temperatures here would melt almost all metal. We'd also better hope the surface isn't molten lava if we plan to start diamond mining. But let's just say, in a perfect hypothetical world, and with the right hypothetical equipment, we were able to dig beneath the planet's surface. We might just find a continuous layer of diamonds, stretching to the horizon, and probably broken into chunks, each one larger than any diamond ever seen. But then there's the problem of bringing all those diamonds back home. We'd have to lift off from a planet with 8 times the mass of Earth. The more mass, the more gravity. And the more gravity, the more force that's needed to reach escape velocity. In reality, 55 Cancri E is probably best admired from a distance. But its discovery tells us a great deal about the mystery and the wonder of the universe. If a diamond planet is possible, then why not a gold planet? Or a uranium planet? Even a water planet is not out of the question. Recently, astronomers from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center have discovered a strange new exoplanet orbiting a red dwarf in the constellation Ophiuchus. And they believe it's the first water world ever observed. Just 40 light-years from Earth, this new class of planet is almost 3 times larger than Earth, but has a mass 7 times greater. Using the Hubble telescope, NASA scientists have confirmed the planet is unlike any planet we've ever known. Made up mostly of water. As of now, this planet, romantically named GJ1214b, is just a little more than 1 million miles from the sun it orbits, and it needs just 38 hours to circle its red dwarf. That close to the sun, this water planet is believed to be very hot, about 450 degrees Fahrenheit on the surface. The atmosphere is made up mostly of steam, with a surface made of hot ice or superfluid water. Think of it as a sphere covered with thick, molten water. Scientists also believe that the water planet is moving closer and closer to its sun, having once passed through a habitable zone. During that time, it may have been similar to Earth, but without any continents, just water. This shouldn't be too hard to picture, since more than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. What would it take to colonize such a water world? One with a climate and temperature range similar to Earth? That shouldn't be too hard to picture either. But while GJ1214b has moved too close to its sun to be our ideal destination, the discovery of a water planet is proof that such planets can exist. All we'd need is to find one that's still in a habitable zone. When we come back, we'll find one potentially habitable place in the universe that just may be the perfect alternative to Earth. In our journey through space, searching for a new planet to call home, we've seen other places in our solar system with environments so extreme they would make life impossible. But recent observations by NASA astronomers may bring new hope for humanity. Astronomers have already discovered an Earth-sized planet outside our solar system, orbiting Alpha Centauri b, which is only 4.3 light-years from Earth. The planet Alpha Centauri bb is the closest known exoplanet to us. 10 times closer to its star than Mercury is to our sun, this exoplanet would be too hot to visit. But its discovery tells us it's possible that other planets exist in the Alpha Centauri triple star system. Planets that have yet to be observed, but may be at the right distance from their sun to support liquid water. Recently, astronomers located another exoplanet, this one further away, 22 light-years from Earth. Named Gliese 667cc. This planet has a mass almost 5 times that of Earth, making it a super-Earth, and it orbits its parent star in just 28 days. Gliese 667cc appears to exist in the habitable zone, and scientists believe that the planet bathes in warm radiation, just 10% less than what our own sun provides Earth. If scientists are correct, this planet may well be warm enough to have liquid water on its surface. And if the planet has a cloud covering similar to Earth, it would maintain an average but very livable temperature of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The planet, located in a triple star system where the stars orbit around each other, would make for some spectacular sunsets on the horizon. However, there could be some major drawbacks. Since the star system is fairly new, less than 2 billion years old, computer simulations suggest the orbits of these stars may be unstable. This fact alone could cause chaos on Gliese 667cc. The planet's own orbit might take it out of its solar system, making it another in a large number of starless exoplanets drifting around in our galaxy, far from the warmth of the sun. But let's not give up. Another exoplanet recently discovered in the Cetus constellation is also within the habitable zone. And this planet is just half the distance to Gliese 667cc. Named Tau Cte, this super-Earth planet orbits its very sun-like star once every 168 days. But like so many other exoplanets, Tau Cte may have some issues that would make the sustainability of life a bit problematic. First of all, estimates of the surface temperatures indicate that the planet would be hotter than Death Valley, almost 150 degrees Fahrenheit. There's also the possibility of thick cloud coverage and an extreme greenhouse effect. The planet may just be too hot to support human life. However, there is some good news if Tau Cte has a strong tilt, similar to, say, Mars. Some areas of the planet would receive less light and heat. These regions would be much, much cooler. There might even be an abundance of water and a healthy, more balanced ecosystem, much like Earth itself. But before we pack our bags, there may be another challenge to living on Tau Cte. This planet is located in a solar system that has a gigantic asteroid belt around it. With that much debris circling overhead, Tau Cte might be a very dramatic and dangerous place to call home. Fortunately, there are a lot more choices for potential planets out there. Since its launch in 2009, the Kepler Space Observatory has been enormously successful at locating exoplanets in the Milky Way. It has spotted thousands. Scientists now estimate that there are at least 17 billion Earth-sized exoplanets in our galaxy alone. More and more discoveries are being made each week. And as we learn more about these planets' environment, atmosphere, and distance from their sun, it seems only a matter of time before scientists locate an Earth-like planet in a Goldilocks zone, where life can not only be sustained, it will flourish. A planet where liquid water freezes or forms spectacular ice masses, reaching as high as the clouds. Or where water flows abundantly, enabling plant life to grow in dense, endless landscapes, as far as the eye can see. We will then see nature on a different planet is able to create an alien but no less beautiful flower. Or trees that might only be imagined by science fiction writers. If we can rise to the challenge of traveling at near light speed, a planet such as this might very well become our new home. Our universe has all the elements and building blocks of life, floating in the unimaginable vastness of space. So the idea that there is at least one star out of the impossible number of stars in the universe that has one Earth-like exoplanet capable of supporting life should not require much imagination. In fact, there are probably billions of exoplanets with habitable environments in the universe, waiting to be discovered. Trillions, perhaps. Space technology is moving so fast we may not even have to wait long for an answer. The discovery of life on another planet may be confirmed in our own lifetime. And that discovery would truly be one giant leap for mankind.